Hello everybody, this is Anaris coming to you with another Starcraft 2 commentary here on the map Metalopolis. We do have NEXON spawning as the blue Terran in the bottom position. His opponent is going to be BisuMvP. Now, I'm sure some of you are wondering, is this the Bisu? Well, I couldn't really find out for sure. I found evidence that kind of leaned towards that being the case. Obviously, he is playing Terran, usually plays Protoss, but, it's StarCraft 2, so he could switch. I don't know. Unfortunately, like I said, the only information I was able to find is actually in the description section below, and that is the website where I found the replay from. It was posted by a guy named Bisu Shield, and also, of course, there's the Chinese website down there, so you can check that out on your own leisure. And remember, if you can't read the language, you can also run it through the Google translation, which is what I have to do. Obviously, that doesn't really lend itself very well to, trying to find out information like this, but whatever. I still thought it could be an interesting game nonetheless, so we're just going to watch it and take it at face value, and hopefully it's pretty darn epic. So if you do not know who Bisu is, I would actually suggest pausing the game and go just look in the Wikipedia, kind of get yourself caught up on who it is here. And as time progresses here, I'm sure the community will decide whether or not this is him. So enough of that, let's actually watch the game here. NEXON throwing down a barracks right now, and actually this is interesting. Before a gas goes down, you see a second barracks being built up here at the high yield expansion. It's actually kind of interesting to note that if you look at his vision, he doesn't know where his opponent's at yet. So he is just kind of throwing this down, hoping that they're going to be somewhere up here. Actually, it's a pretty good position. I mean, it's a little bit off-center, but that's okay. It can pretty much get wherever it's going to go. So he may decide to land and throw in some Marines in the back of the base, maybe some Reaper harassment, and he just doesn't want his opponent to see it, which is most likely the case. He just doesn't want his opponent to know what the heck is going on in this crazy game today. Otherwise, pretty standard opener. You can see minus the gas, getting the orbital command right there. Let's take a look up here at Bisu's base for just a second. He has done a fairly standard opener. Look at his base right now. You can see he's gone with the wall off at the top of the ramp, 2 depots, and a barracks, getting his orbital command there. And yeah, other than that, like I said, pretty standard. 15 to 14, now 15 supplies for the harvesters. Got a couple Marines up there, as well as a bunker wants to wall off there. There's the SCV, so he kind of has an idea of, something's a little fishy going on here. He did bring his SCV down here to scout his opponent. I think I did already. Yeah, he did. Okay, I thought I saw them on the map. So he saw there's no gas, 1 barracks, what the hell is going on here? Some crazy shenanigans up here today, and these Marines actually able to get a couple free shots on this guy traveling past the Minsk statue. Still not entirely sure why those are destructible. Just adds flavor to the map, I guess. A little bit of atmosphere. So the barracks is here floating up. Will it land? I don't know if it's going to land. It really should have by now, because now actually Bisu will be able to see it. Look at that right there. Depot going down just under it, and the Marines are actually coming out. And look at that, there's actually a bunker being placed down here by NEXON. Will he maybe try to do some pressure? I don't know. I don't think he was quite expecting there to be, Bisu to be playing a little bit defensively here. Maybe he's thinking he's going to catch him off guard with a little bit of containment, but that containment really, if you look at Bisu's strategy right now, it doesn't really matter. He's getting his factory with Tech Lab add-on. So we'll wait and see what happens with that. Uh-oh. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of Blue Flame Hellion action going on here from Bisu, as he looks to maybe push out from his base. Now it looks like he's going to push away that SCV. Wants to get rid of that, does not want to give NEXON any vision. Oh, no! If you want to keep that SCV alive, you probably should bring it up right here. You don't want to bring it up right here. That's just a bad idea. It never ends well when there's a bunker there. Alright, so looking down at NEXON's base, we can see he does have 4 barracks, 2 on the way, 2 already completed. Tech Lab researching stim packs. Are going to be seeing some Marine action here. Probably want to get some forces out here to defend his expansion, right now morphing it into an orbital command. Obviously, 1 Hellion over here trying to do a little bit of damage. Will be able to get these Marines? I'm not too sure. I think it will. Yes, 1 Marine does go down, but not before retreating. Does not want to lose those resources here. Guess he forgot that he already had 1 depot down, but that's okay, because we will forgive him. Repairing that as well. Wants to keep that as alive as long as possible. NEXON continuing to get up his mineral income. You see right now he's got pretty good in the way of workers. We see a dropship is on the way for Bisu. Looking at the income tab, we can see NEXON is sitting at around, I think it's spiking at about 1,000, kind of hanging around 950, something like that. We'll see that. Yeah, see it's kind of staying up at 10,000 or 1,000 per minute for a second there. But other than that, not too much going on. Starport is on the way for Bisu. Second one, actually. Look at that. We got a Tech Lab add-on. Dropship, loading up some Marines there. Might have a drop here for the very near future. Now, notice that NEXON does have his Marines spread out in the back of his base. He is kind of worried about a drop, which at this point is a very real threat. You got to remember, this map, these two starting positions specifically, very far away from each other, so drops are certainly not out of the question here. Just anything to increase mobility. Sure enough, Bisu is moving out with 4 Hellions, and you see you got the 6 Marines there as well, heading down towards the Terran base. Oh, but the SCV is here at the Xel'Naga Watchtower. Terran knows that it's coming down to the bottom of the map. Oh, man, the pressure is on. Will he be able to get this attack off? A couple Marines are dropping down here. Hellions taking their place at the base of the cliff. Look at that, so many free kills from the Hellions. Oh, man, fantastic play there by Bisu. Now he's bringing up the rest of his forces at the top of the cliff there, and NEXON is stemming, trying to kill these as fast as possible. Stemming is not a great idea without that shield against the Blue Flame Hellions right here. As you can see, even SCVs are coming off the line, going to try to defend here. But obviously, Hellions are very well equipped to deal with SCVs. That is their specialty. Coming down here in the mineral line, SCVs having to retreat. Oh man, look at that. Even the Hellions are going past the supply depots, could not do anything there. And finally, the last Hellion died, but not before getting off one final shot, taking a number of these SCVs down. Let's take a quick look at the units lost tab. We can see that certainly that hurt the blue player NEXON. Oh, but this Marine is out here with a vengeance, wants to kill this SCV, which is heading back towards the base of Bisu, which right now you can see there is an expansion. And right now, I think he's getting a cloaking technology on the way. Doing a switch over to Banshees. You can see he doesn't have any add-on for this starport, so it looks like we're going to have a couple Vikings here and maybe another drop. Certainly, the first one was very effective, and obviously with the presence of just the Marines, the Blue Flame Hellions are just what Bisu needs to rip through NEXON's army. NEXON looking to get some medevacs possibly here, maybe a couple Vikings as well, we'll have to see, but you can see that he does still have control of the Xel'Naga Watchtower. Bisu going right through the middle of the map once again. He has to know that his opponent has control of the Xel'Naga Watchtower here, so I guess he just doesn't care, or maybe it's the fake Bisu that, I don't know, we're just going to leave that speculation for now. As you can see, he may decide to do a drop. Not going to work out too well, though, because the Banshee is very low on health, and obviously the Marines are here stemmed and ready to go. Still does not have any medevacs just yet. There's 2 on the way, and there they go finally. That'll make that stem a little bit less painful against the Blue Flame Hellions. Obviously, he does have the shield upgrade now, so that is a very good thing. SCV is looking pretty good over here in this natural expansion, as Bisu may look to be dropping here in the back of the base. I do not know. Obviously, NEXON is looking to put some depots here to keep a vision on that, sacrificing a couple Marines to make sure that his dropship does get out safely. And now he's going to be retreating to his base, probably just to kind of hang out. He realizes, you know, that drop really isn't going to work. With the medevacs there, and now the Marauder as well. Doesn't have the slow upgrade, but the stem certainly able to deal with those Hellions. Transferring some SCVs over here, going to be looking to get his economy caught up with his opponent right now. You can see there's a pretty giant discrepancy. Obviously, bringing some of those SCVs off is going to bring that count down there. But now they are mining once again, and it's going to even out. Not quite as close as NEXON here, who is currently sitting on 52 energy, 53 now. I better get down that mule, buddy, or use a comsat. Either way, as Bisu right now is looking to maybe attack here in just a minute, I do not know. But certainly his defensive posture in the beginning of the game has paid off here, as he has now secured his own expansion. Both players are in about the same boat. You know, you gotta think, NEXON really did have that economic advantage early on in the game, and he lost it because of that Blue Flame Hellion harassment. Speaking of harassment, let's look at the mineral line right here for the natural expansion. Oh my god, so many SCVs just went down to 2 Hellions right there. Blue Flame upgrade has so paid off for itself. Look at that. That one barely able, not getting away at all, but not before doing tons of damage, man. NEXON just had that economy at the start through and through, and then some fantastic play by Bisu allowed him to come back from the one base defensive posture, take an expansion, and now deal with the Marines here in the mineral line. Look at that, blue flames right across the Marines. That big old bunch right there didn't even spread them out. NEXON just taking that damage through and through. NEXON looking to move out here in the middle of the map because he's got a couple Marauders this time. May help a little bit, but at this point, man, I'll tell you what, NEXON has really got to make a fantastic play here. He has got to make a counterattack work in his favor. Right now, there are a couple Banshees here. You can see they do have cloaking technology research. Of course, BC retreating here just a little bit, cloaking at the last second before losing that Banshee, who will now get several free kills. NEXON unloading his dropship here, wants to try to get these Marines in the action as fast as possible. Oh no, they're just taking the damage from the Banshees, who are cloaked for so long without detection. Finally, a scan goes down, but not before Bisu gets so many kills with those things. Look at that, 5, 4, 4, and now the Marines and Marauders come in here try to do some economic damage to Bisu, but that's just not going to happen right now, ladies and gentlemen. Bisu is sitting in a fantastic spot. Right now, you can see NEXON. Actually, let's just look at the workers for a second. Look at how that's evened out, man. Bisu is 2 workers within his opponent. Now 3, 4, but still, you know, those are going to be building up here as we see Bisu as getting his second expansion. And certainly once this finishes, the game will really take off for Bisu, who right now you can see has 4 barracks, 2 starports, and 1 factory. Currently producing, you know, see pretty much units from everything at this point. Couple Marines coming out as well here. SCVs are being built, and looking at NEXON, who may be looking to move out once again, bringing a few more Marauders this time. You can see, actually, it's a good thing he has this shield upgrade, man. When he stims, those Banshees just rip through them. Really, he could use a Raven at this point to absorb some of that damage from the point defense drones. Able to, of course, absorb the missiles and pretty much everything from the air units here. So that would certainly be something very useful, but at this point, NEXON is looking to just keep putting on more and more pressure here. This expansion obviously will come under fire very soon. 2 medevacs here are going to try to heal as much as possible before Bisu decides to reinforce here. Here come the Hellions getting some fantastic shots in the the Marines, rather, but the Marines and Marauders were able to hold their ground. Bisu actually landing the Vikings now, and the Marauders are making very quick work of those. Obviously, the Banshees are here to save the day, however. Probably could have stood the left those in the air, maybe retreated them back. Would have lost maybe a Banshee or 2, but the loss of all those Vikings is certainly not a good thing. Marauders, of course, able to chew through those. As we see, his expansion is actually being built right here. NEXON wanted to get that command center, maybe morphed into an orbital command prior to sending it out. Doesn't want to leave his expansion exposed like Bisu's is right here, but now Bisu is going to be looking to go on the offensive with the Banshees now. May actually decide, oh man, he's going to catch this army way out of position. Flames hitting so many of the Marines. Oh, that is the worst possible spot, and now NEXON is having to retreat here. Bisu on a fantastic offensive, not able to hit the medevac. There it goes, Viking actually hitting that, but now the Banshees are moving in here. Look at the energy from the command center, 45 and 47, cannot do a scan just yet, but there is a missile turret, SCVs all around it ready to repair, and now the Banshees are just shifting slightly over to a different direction, able to come up here at the top of the ramp and burn through these SCVs. Marines actually doing some damage to the NEXON's Marines as well. There's a scan, but not before NEXON is actually forced to retreat. Wasted scan right there because the Marines, SCVs are coming off to try to deal with those and allow the Vikings to get in here and get some free shots. And we see this is really not looking good for NEXON right now. Marines for Bisu are still able to come in here and chase around the Vikings, who are having to do circles around these Banshees. One of them has run out of energy here. 2 more are actually sitting pretty good, about 50% energy right now. As we see 13 kills, 10 kills, and 19 for these 3. Now 2 Banshees. Oh no, one of them died. Oh, that's just so depressing. Right now, actually, NEXON still with his 21 hit point Viking, as this Marine has actually come out of here looking to chase that off. Will he actually get this kill? Yes, he does! Oh my god, this Marine has definitely paid for itself here, knocking out a Viking by himself. Well, not really by himself, but that's okay, because we just want to make him feel good before he dies. We're just nice like that. So NEXON here now without an army, really. Look at that, man. Bisu has turned this game around. 96 to 37. Looking at the units lost, you see Bisu has definitely suffered the lesser of the 2. Just take a look at the APM just for the heck of it right now. 236 to 126 as we see whole slew of stuff coming down the line for Bisu. His army's looking pretty beefy right now. Nexon getting this expansion morphed into an orbital command. I'll tell you what, man, he is certainly vulnerable right now. If an attack comes in the near future, Nexon will not be able to deal with it. We'll have to see if that attack does come. It looks like it is. Here comes the forces moving out right now. Does have a healthy supply of Marines coming this time. And also, look at that, man. Look at the Hellions. Oh, we got so many of them here. 5 ready to deal. Let's see. 12 Marines and a medevac. Can't forget the medevac. Versus, and the SCV as well. Versus 5 Hellions. Let's just wait and see how this goes. I think we all know what's going to happen here. And they're on a big ball. Oh my god, look at that. So much damage. Oh, yes, that was beautiful right there. As these 2 Marines are very luckily, the game ended just before being right over here. Look at that. That's just beautiful. You love it. You know you love it. All right, so that is going to be game for the 1 versus 1 here on Metalopolis. I hope you did enjoy it. Like I said, I'm sure there will be some cussing, some community debate whether or not this is the real BisuMvP or not. But like I said, you can just use the information that I have down in the video description. You can come to your own conclusion. As yeah, that's just kind of the problem where you can have everybody, you know, with naming codes and whatnot. You can have like 87,000 Anarises and whatnot. So alright, so that's going to be pretty much game. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you later.